My name is Jack Turner, and there are two things people usually get wrong about power. First, they think it comes from rules. Second, they think it belongs to whoever speaks the loudest. Out here, both of those ideas fall apart pretty fast. I own a small gas station just outside Silver Creek Estates, nothing fancy, just 2 pumps, a storage tank, and enough supply to get people through the winter when deliveries slow down. It's not about profit for me. It's about control, because when you're the only reliable fuel source for miles, you don't just sell gas, you decide who gets it and when. Every winter demand spikes. Generators, snow equipment, emergency vehicles. People depend on that station more than they realize. That's why I keep things strict. No exceptions. No special favors. You pay, you get fuel. Simple. Karen Whitfield didn't like that system. She showed up one cold morning while I was checking the pumps. Same confident walk. Same tone, like she already owned the conversation. "We need to discuss fuel allocation for the HOA," she said. I kept working. "There's nothing to discuss." She didn't like that. Our community requires priority access. I turned to look at her. "You can have access," she paused, then said it clearly. "Free access." That almost made me laugh. "No," her expression hardened. "We maintain the roads, the neighborhood. That's your job," I cut in. "Not mine." She stepped closer. "This is for the benefit of the community." I shook my head. "This is a business. You pay like everyone else." That was the moment things shifted, because people like Karen don't hear no. They hear challenge, and they always think they can win it. She left without another word, but I knew she wasn't done. A few hours later, one of my regular customers came up to me quietly. "HOA's been talking," he said. "About what?" "They're saying you're refusing emergency support." I nodded slowly. There it was. She was building a story, because if she couldn't control the situation directly, she'd control how it looked. I didn't respond publicly. Didn't argue, because lies don't last long when facts show up. And facts were coming. That evening, just as the sun was dropping behind the ridge, I saw flashing lights. 2 patrol cars pulling into my station. Officers stepped out, professional.com, but I already knew why they were there. Karen stepped out of her SUV behind them, looking satisfied, like she had just solved a problem. "He's refusing to provide fuel for community needs," she said loudly. One of the officers turned to me. "Sir, we received a complaint." Then clear, he straightened slightly. "Sir," he said carefully. Karen didn't notice. She kept going. "I want him ordered to comply immediately." That's when I reached into my jacket. Not fast, not aggressive, just calm. Pulled out my badge. Held it up where everyone could see it. Silence, instant, because everything just changed. "I don't take orders on my own property," I said. Karen froze. The officers immediately shifted posture. Respectful, alert, because now they understood the situation. One of them spoke first. "Chief, we didn't know." "I know," I said calmly. Karen looked between all of us, confused, then angry. "You're what?" I lowered the badge slightly. "I'm the police chief." The silence that followed was different, heavier, because now she wasn't dealing with a business owner. She wasn't dealing with someone she could pressure. She had just called the police on the person in charge of them. Her confidence cracked, not all at once, but enough. "You should have disclosed that," she said. I almost laughed. "You didn't ask." The officers stepped back slightly, waiting, because now this wasn't their call anymore. This was mine. I looked at Karen. "You filed a false complaint." Her expression tightened. "I reported a concern." "No," I said calmly. "You tried to force access to private resources." She opened her mouth to argue, then stopped, because there wasn't anything left to say. Everything she tried collapsed in that moment. The officers cleared the scene shortly after. Professional, quick, no action taken against me, because there was nothing to act on. But the report didn't disappear. It stayed on record, and false reporting has consequences. The investigation that followed was quiet, official, thorough, and it didn't just stop at that one complaint. It opened the door to everything else. HOA pressure tactics, misuse of authority, false claims, all tied back to one person, Karen. Within weeks, the pressure built. Legal warnings, internal complaints, residents questioning her decisions, because once trust breaks, it doesn't come back. She stepped down not long after. No announcement, no explanation, just gone. And the HOA went quiet. As for the gas station, nothing changed. Same rules, same system. You pay, you get fuel. Simple. And every now and then, someone asks me why I didn't just tell her who I was from the beginning. Why I didn't stop it earlier. The answer is simple. Because sometimes people need to walk all the way into their mistake before they understand it. And the moment Karen called the cops on me was the moment she made sure there was no way out.